Shabbat Shalom, Carla.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I'd like to share this with you. It was written by Kitty O'Meara, and hopefully it will capture a bit of what we've been feeling this week. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently. And the people healed, and in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses, and made new choices, and dreamed new images, and created new ways to live, and heal the earth fully, as they had been healed. So one way that we can all move towards healing is to show gratitude, to wake up and think about all those things in our lives that we're grateful for, those things that center us. We begin with Modani.
If you'd like to follow along with the Siddur with the prayer book, you can go to centralreform.org, click on live stream, and when you click on live stream there, it'll give you a link to the prayer books. Modehani lefanecha ruach chai v'kayam modehani lefanecha ruach chai v'kayam modehani lefanecha modehani lefanecha modehani lefanecha ruach chai v'kayam modehani lefanecha ruach chai v'kayam modehani lefanecha modehani lefanecha. So we take a moment for Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tohorahi, this meditation, this idea that goes into our morning blessings, that our soul is always pure, that there is always this version of ourselves that we can return to. I don't know about the rest of you. I feel like the pandemic craziness isn't always bringing out the best in me. I don't think it's necessarily bringing out the best in me as a dad always, or as a partner, or as a rabbi, but there is this notion in Judaism, Elohai Neshama Shenatata Bi Tohorahi, that no matter what, there is that potential, there is that version of ourselves that we can become. There is that version, the better version, the best version of ourselves waiting for us to step into. So I invite us to join in Elohai Neshama. You can find it in your Siddur on page 51 if you're following along. And if not, just sort of lose yourself into the possibility of becoming yourself. Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 Elohai Neshama shenatata bi tehorahi.
So, looking for it. So we move into Sukkot Dezimra. Whoops. Wish I could go back and edit that. So we move into our time of song, our time of singing, and usually we are dancing around our sanctuary together. So we're going to have to do some virtual dancing this morning. And we're going to just sing one of the songs of Sukkot Zimra called Hallelujah. If you're looking at Sukkot Zimra, it's at the bottom of page 55, some of the words are. But really, it's all about finding moments of joy. We all feel scared. We all are feeling what's happening in our world inside our very being. But we also still have to search for those moments of joy. And that's why it's a command to search for joy, to praise. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Kol הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. הללויה, 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 הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. כל הנשמה תהלליה, הללויה. Baruch Hu, I always like Baruch Hu. I like the geography of Baruch Hu, right? This idea that everyone, no matter where they are at this moment, we all turn towards this central point, traditionally Jerusalem. We all turn towards there, every Jew in the world at this moment. Right? It's this radical moment usually of feeling connected with the people around you and trying to feel connected to those who aren't around us, but sort of spiritually, mentally, emotionally are. But it's one of the unusual things, it's one of the mystifying, amazing, awful things about this moment we're living in, that the difference between next door and 3 states away or across the world is almost the same right now, right? We video chat with my parents who live in St. Louis in the same way we video chat with my in-laws in Memphis. So I like this moment of Jewish geography, different kind of Jewish geography with Baruch Hu. And I like this notion that we all turn towards each other right now. That somehow we direct our hearts towards each other, that we feel each other, and we know that we are all, wherever we are in our homes, turning towards each other. So I know we each go through our different processing on this, right? One moment to the next moment, it feels like I can be in a totally different place. But I woke up this morning for the first time, just felt really scared. I woke up, I don't know, just about in a panic at 5:30, just scared and trying to catch my breath, right, which is particularly scary with what's going on, yeah? And I thought about this prayer. I thought about Yotzer Or. Because when I was, and I'm better at least most of the time now, but when I was suffering from panic disorder, this became my mantra, Yotzer Or. This idea, this perspective that just backs away from everything. I like to compare it a lot to that famous picture of the space probe looking back at Earth, the small, what is it, the small pale blue dot, something like that, where even within our own solar system, Earth becomes such a small thing that it's as if we aren't here. Everyone who we've ever known, everyone who lives, everyone who will live, and yet we are just a small pale dot. I find comfort in that, I think, sometimes, because it lets me back away. So that was my meditation this morning. I did my belly breathing. I took breaths, deep, slow breaths in through my nose and out through my mouth. And I thought about that. I thought about backing away. So we have these two blessings. We have these two blessings that go before Shema. We have Yotzer Or, which is about backing away. And we have Ahava Rabbah Ahavtanu, which is about our radical interconnectedness. Right? It just feels like these are prayers made for this moment, because I don't know about you, but I feel about as small as I have ever felt in this moment, just helpless, right? Like this thing is happening, and it feels like I'm almost just a spectator on it sometimes, right? And yet, we come back to Ahava Rabbah Ahavtanu, this notion that in a world where we recognize our own fundamental smallness, and that's one of the ideas too, we got to recognize it, that we find meaning in our radical interconnectedness. Because I don't know about you, but as small as I feel these days, I also feel as radically interconnected as I ever have, right? We wash our hands for ourselves, we wash our hands for everyone around us. So we take a moment with Shema to let the differences float away, as Rabbi Jim, Rabbi Goodman likes to say, to let the terrible twos of creation fold into a oneness. I heard Rabbi Susan last night when she was streaming services talk about this idea that there is an extra soul that we get on Shabbat. It's this ancient idea of the mystics of Tzfat. But I don't know, I kind of liked what she said, which is that in these moments when it can feel so very profoundly alone, that this is a way of always feeling that sense of each other. So I invite us to try to close our eyes and open ourselves up to feeling that radical connectedness that, at least right now, can feel hard to find. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. So, not to get too topical here, but V'ahavta, which comes immediately after the Shema, actually a part of Shema, is about living our values at every moment of every day. And I can't help, right, like everything's about the coronavirus right now, right? But I can't help but think about this notion, when you go out and when you come home, when you lie down and when you rise up, when you are at home and when you are away, that there is this incredible moment of social need and social solidarity that's happening right now so that we can flatten that curve. I think that's probably why I was up terrified this morning at 5, is I was up last night reading about what it looks like if we don't flatten that curve. And the amazing, heroic thing about this moment is that the heroism is about staying home. The heroism is about not doing. The heroism is about washing our hands and not going out when we don't have to, and not engaging in social interactions, even small ones, when we don't have to, so that we can flatten that curve, so that our medical system, God willing, doesn't collapse. Hey, Noah, Leah, you want to come say Shabbat Shalom to everyone? No? So anyways, we will invite you to say Via Hafta together if you're looking at the Sidur, and I'm looking at it online on a computer next to here also. Again, you can find it if you go to centralreform.org/livestream, or you click on livestream there, you'll find it. You can find Via Hafta on page 65 about living our values at every moment of every day. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפו בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמן. So Mi Chamocha is put into our service originally because we're supposed to always remember the experience of having been enslaved, the experience of having been oppressed. We're supposed to always keep these in our heads before we have the tefillah, before we have the prayer itself. The idea being, right, and this I think is the central thesis of Judaism writ large, that can we take the bad that has happened to us and can we use it to leverage empathy for those who are experiencing it right now? So I'm lucky enough to work for a place like CRC, which has committed that during this downturn, for as long as we can, we are going to keep paying our hourly staff, right? And I am lucky that I work for a place like CRC that is committed to keep paying me. I feel lucky that I live in a place of privilege that I can afford this moment. But I think Mi Chamocha is about, if we are lucky enough to find ourselves in positions like that, to remember all of those who aren't in those positions. To commit that whatever wealth we have is going to go to support those in our community who aren't being supported like that. To commit that if you've hoarded so much food, so much hand sanitizer, so many cleaning products, so much toilet paper, right? I never thought that would be the currency of the apocalypse. We'd be trading in toilet paper. But here we are, right? But that we commit to using whatever resources those are to help those who don't have them. That if we are lucky enough to find ourselves in a position where we have people who help us clean our homes, for instance. Maybe people in our lives who aren't documented. That we commit to continuing to support those that we can around us. This is the idea of Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi Kamocha neda b'kodesh
So at this point in our service, we move into tefillah. We move into prayer. For me, this can be the most difficult part of the service. How do we find that prayerful moment when it seems like our world is changing so quickly and there's so much out of our control? So I came across a beautiful answer to these questions written by Rabbi Dan Elliott, who says to begin with what delights us, to begin with what we love, even if it's one prayer, one song, one word. We're not used to letting delight or joy be a standard of what we might do in our lives. It's really radical to open our awareness to what feels good and do it and let it grow and develop. So we're going to take a few moments for a silent tefillah because we don't know who has what in front of them. This is a time for reflection, a time to think about what we love, to be grateful for the small moments of joy in our week.
Sifatai tiftach, ya na 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 ufi yagi.